All right, I'll admit that the timing on yesterday's video titled, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen," might have seemed a little bit opportunistic or suspicious that it was a month late review on Disclosure Day and not on the Odyssey, which I had no idea dropped yesterday. So to make up for that, I'm gonna go watch the Odyssey right now and give you my review right now. Okay, so we watched it. We watched the Odyssey, myself and my brother. It's a movie. It's not the worst movie of all time. It's also not the best movie of all time. If you were going to listen to my advice, and I don't know why you would do that, I would tell you that if you bought the movie ticket, you would not regret it. But it's also not like, oh my God, Christopher Nolan did it again. That was the best movie I've ever seen. Rotten Tomatoes said this thing was like 99%. I'm sorry, if that thing is 99%, then all of the Batmans, Inception, Interstellar, have to start with like 1, 2, something. Because, I'm sorry, but also, who really listens to Rotten Tomatoes anymore? Because every fucking movie that comes out now in 2026 like starts with 80 or 90%. It's not 99%, but I'm not gonna knock it because it's also like, it wasn't like a shit movie. It was really weird because when I left the movie, it was like, okay, if it's Disclosure Day, I could easily rant for 11 minutes because I fucking hated that movie so much. But this was so unpolarizing. Like, I didn't love it or hate it. I walked out and I was like, eh. So it's kind of like hard to rant about it because I don't have anything terrible to say about it. But at the same time, I don't have anything great to say about it. Now, keep in mind, this is Christopher Nolan. This is kind of similar to how I walked out of Oppenheimer. I thought Oppenheimer was good. I didn't think it was a great movie. And then it kind of grows on you. So there is a chance that if you rewatch this movie, you will like it more than you did the second time. Then you watch it the first time, the second time. You know what I mean. Kind of like with Oppenheimer for me. And I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, let's get into it. I also wanted to say it's really hard to like compare these movies because it's like impossible to walk into that movie without knowing that this is a guy that did all the Batmans and this is a guy that did Interstellar. So like once it's really hard for me too because like every time I post a new video, you're watching the video through the lens of, oh wow, this guy is the GOAT of online comedy. So if I make a hilarious video, but it's not the funniest video of all time, it's kind of like upsetting because I'm the GOAT. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that with Christopher Nolan, where you're looking at him like this guy's the GOAT. And even if he makes a great movie, you know, it's not baseball hunt level. It's not like the greatest movie of all time. So it's just a little disclaimer. It's you're gonna compare it and it's unfair to him. And frankly, it's unfair to me too. But I digress. Okay, the acting. Pretty fucking phenomenal across the board. I saw some things saying that Matt Damon like was not a good fit. And like you watch the trailers and like kind of, no, he was a fucking great fit. Once you see the movie, he's a fucking beast. I love Matt Damon. Maybe it was like a weird fit for him to be this like fucking whatever warrior. No, it was a great fit. He was a beast. Even Tom Holland, who I'm not a fan of, did a pretty fucking great job. Anne Hathaway did a great job. I don't want to spoil it, but like they were all, the acting was pretty phenomenal. Now, here's the part that you're here for. If you're a bigot, I'm sorry to let you down. This movie is not for you. It's not going to piss you off as much as you think or hope that it would. It didn't piss me off as much as I thought it would, and I made a video about this, about how like, oh wow, we just like pick black people because whatever, and you pick trans people because whatever. If you're a bigot, and I'm a bigot, right? You're not gonna scratch that itch watching a movie like, oh wow, let's see how far Christopher Nolan has fallen, and let's see how far PC culture. No, it's really not like that. I'm not going to go so far as to say that the people that we're talking about had great performances or they fit, because it definitely didn't fit and it was weird, but it's not movie wrecking weird. It wasn't like one of the things was the whole thinking of like the bald black Helen of Troy is like, that doesn't make sense because you're fighting wars over the most beautiful woman of all time, and like it wasn't really like that. She had a very minor role and it wasn't shoved down your throat like, oh wow, bald black women can be just as beautiful as like the fucking super hot blonde girl who played Helen in the one Brad Pitt. It wasn't like that, right? And again, I'm not gonna say that she had a good performance or Elliot had a good performance, right? But it wasn't like it's not gonna piss you off. If it's weird or uncomfortable for you, it's only like that for like 30 seconds. I saw things that were like, oh yeah, I walked out of the movie theaters. You're not gonna walk out of the movie theater. There's a very good chance, there's 100% chance that I'm the most bigoted person here, and I stayed through the whole movie. I wasn't even close to thinking about walking out of the movie. There's a couple times, you know, where you're gonna turn to the guy who's with you and be like, come on. But that's about it. You're not gonna like, it's not Christopher Nolan lost it, PC, Hollywood, whatever got to him. It's not like that. So that's a letdown. Like I said, it's pretty hard because I walked out of this movie theater and like with Disclosure Day, I hated it so much I could rant about it forever. With this one, it was like, it was good, not great. That like I don't have any hate or animosity towards this thing. And like I'm also trying to not be fucking so negative, but like at the same time, it was just a good movie. Like that's all it is. There's obviously people are going to hate on it no matter what, and obviously people are going to say like, oh wow, look, black people can be Helena Troy just as whatever. Like there's gonna be yapping from both sides, but the reality is this movie was not as polarizing as it seemed like it was going to be on social media and like in interviews. And I have a theory on that. You know that one Mexican guy who's in the movie as a blind guy? By the way, great fucking performance by that dude too. He's a beast. He was a guy who in the interviews was saying like, oh, Latinos are the least represented whatever group in Hollywood, and like it's all the shit that like that makes you just think, oh, shut the fuck up, just act, right? All that stuff. My theory is all of that stuff happened on the sidelines because of the fact that the movie was not polarizing enough. Like because hate eyeballs and love eyeballs are still eyeballs. So they want to get people into the theater, even if it's like, God damn, these fucking minorities won't shut up about representation. You still bought a ticket, right? So my theory is they did all this stuff on the like outside of the movie to get as many people drawn in to watch it, when the reality is, if you never consumed social media and you never watched any interviews about how there needs to be more black people playing Greek whatevers and all this shit, it's a pretty tame movie. It's not like, whoa, what the fuck? Why are like all these Europeans now black? It's not like that. It's really not. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. And like the truth is, I'm kind of happy it was like this, because even though if it was like the worst movie ever, like it'd be really good for views, because then I could be like, black people, all this shit, right? But the reality is, Christopher Nolan has not lost it. It wasn't a great movie, but like I said, you're comparing it to like fucking Batman and Interstellar, so it's like he can't win. But he didn't lose it. He's still the GOAT, and I'm still rooting for him. So there's a good chance that if you watch this movie, at the very least, you're not going to regret it, but you could like it. So, yeah. Listen.